Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance.
There he goes to the right. The 30. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
They'll throw it on first down. Quarterback extends the play. And he has vexed his defense with the scrambles. Another first down and yet another big gain.
Well, for this defense now, being good against the pass is not just going to be in the back end covering people. It's going to be trying to contain this guy at the quarterback position. He is lethal, especially when things go off script. And you saw it on that one. First down, they dial up the pass play. You're not able to get him on the ground. And now they've gotten another first down.
Flushed out of the pocket. Touchdown, Bama! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And this offense is clicking. Another touchdown. Didn't have to go far for this drive, but this offense is doing what they want, how they want, when they want.
Lining up for the PAT.
Is on for the extra point.
To the air. It's a fake. The kicker wants to throw it. He makes the catch in the end zone, and that trickery works to perfection for the 2. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Appalachian State offense returns to the field. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like this is
Makes the grab on the left side. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down.
And what a massive play for the offense. Not only getting the football across the 50, but they've now put themselves in position to steal a few more points here before the half.
Oh, he loves to fire downfield. And he's got it inside the 10. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Appalachian State. Well, I'm not sure who was closer to the receiver there, the defensive backs or us here in the booth.
That was great execution on offense. Receiver wins the route one-on-one, shows off his speed, gets himself wide open. There was no question the way the quarterback was going. Nice job.
A lot of time left to line up for an onside kick. I mean, you're risking giving up really good field position. They're on it, and they get it back for another drive.
Perfect execution on the onside kick. And how about the kicker? He makes sure that ball skips a couple times before popping up into the air and allowing his players to go get underneath it.
The sweet feet buy a little time. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one. It is a valuable tool to have a quarterback that can extend a play like that. But sometimes you're smart to be check down Charlie and just take something easy and not invite disaster.
because when you roll out, you're rolling out, you're cutting the field in half, right? The defense starts to run from one side to where you're rolling out to. The field kind of shrinks and it kind of becomes a little bit of backyard ball. And you could tell he forced that one in there. Didn't get the interception, thank goodness, but it wasn't a great decision.
A 3rd and long coming up here. Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. Dropping back, it's Aguilar. Quarterback adapting. He fires it out to the right. Grabs it inside the 10. Touchdown, App State. And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. On the move from inside his own 20. They get him corralled, but not before he gets that return out to the 35. Here comes that Alabama offense. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you got to find somebody that can make a play to create something. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
Fires and picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. The 40. At the 20. Touchdown, Mountaineers. The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return. This time, it's the defense finding ways to put points on the board.
There is nothing better than being a defender. Seeing that ball in the end zone, your eyes get big as saucers. Go, jump on that puppy, secure it, get you a touchdown.
You get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. He'll bring it out. It's Henderson. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Dropping back, it's Milroe. Pressure coming. Fires to the wideout. Pass on the way. It's picked off. Taking it the other way. And they make the play to stop the scoring opportunity just before the end of the half.
I'll tell you what, when you come out of your own end zone, in the shadow of your own end zone, a lot of bad things can happen. You want to get a few first downs, get some space, so if you punt after that point, you can pin them a little bit deep. This is the exact opposite of what happened. Now you set them up in beautiful scoring field position already. Really bad play by the offense.
And that is no good. And here in the third quarter, it is still a tie ball game. Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the second half. Here he comes with the return. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Appalachian State regains possession, and the Mountaineer offense headed to the field. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting.
And it's picked off. He'll try to take it back at the 30. Running inside the 20. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession. Line gets set, first down. Wide receiver now comes in motion. With jet sweep pass. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside. And David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
Looking to throw, it's Milroe. and tied. And that one will put him up here in the second half.
Man, oh man, what a day. His third touchdown rushing, showing you he's got a little bit of everything and padding those stats. And all you fantasy football guys, if you have my man at running back, it's a good day.
And the extra point was good.
That makes the score Alabama 35.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Number 14, set to kick this one.
And that is not what they were after. Kickoff sails out of bounds. An excellent field position for this offense. The offense set for a first down play. Quarterback will audible. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Got his man. And it is a chunk play. A huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. They're lining up on 1st and 10 from the 38. He's going to pass. On the move, he fires. And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. Oh, he was hoping to make something out of that return, but they'll have it first down at the 39. Two running backs alongside the quarterback. They'll start this drive with a pass. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. Alabama pushing the tempo. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete.
Well, on that last play, you'd like to see the quarterback be a little bit more accurate and give his guy a chance to make the play. That ball wasn't even close to his intended target's body.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. They make the stop, but what a job on the scramble to get loose and pick up that first down. Alabama comes to the line with 1st and 10. The RPO, fire complete to the left. At the 35, he's open. And he'll go out of bounds, and this aerial attack just continues to carve this defense into tiny slices. This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another first down. The give is to Miller. Touchdown, Alabama! And they take it in for 6 more points. The offense strikes again to extend its lead here in the second half.
And they got everything working. How great is this? You extend your lead, now you get your defense back on the field. Great job taking advantage of the situation and building on that lead.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14.
42.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Looking for daylight from inside his 20. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. The Appalachian State offense returns to the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with.
Gonna let it fly. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Last play didn't go as planned. Now 2nd and 10 from the 26. Now sliding to his left. He makes the catch. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
He's going to run it. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on the play.
And that's a pretty good job by this defense. Man, it's so hard to limit these quarterbacks, and they're spreading you out all over the field. When they take off, it's hard to limit the damage. Nice job limiting the damage. And I tell you what, make it physical. Finish those plays and try to tackle that guy and make him think about running the football in the future.
He's out of bounds after a really nice game, but there is a marker on the field. Here on third down. Quarterback changing the plays at the line.
That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Alabama 42, App State 28.
Now facing a third down as they line up after the break. Wants to throw. It's Aguilar. Buys a little time. He throws back to the left side. He's got it. And he was dying to push his way in there, but he's knocked down at the 3. And the Mountaineers are in the hurry-up. He wants to throw it. Quarterback strolling away from Heat. He makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Appalachian State. That big score makes the end of this game very interesting.
No doubt the offense got what they need. More work to do, but you had to get this part accomplished first.
Now a two-point conversion attempt coming up.
Let's go.
He'll set up to throw. Looking to scramble. And he just flat dropped it. I think he wanted to run before he secured it. And the kicking team's going to call a timeout.
Alabama 42, App State 34.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. It's Henderson. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16.
Will take over. First and 10.
The Tide offense rolls onto the field. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. Snags a quick pass on the left. He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down.
Yeah, it's make or break time for this defense. Now, they got to get a stop, and if that's bringing more bodies in, bringing more beef in, they're running the football right up the gut, right at you. They're not going to throw the football in this situation. Time to be more physical and get this big stop.
Grabbed behind the line. It's Haynes. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They're in control. The clock is their friend. You'd have to expect another run here on 2nd and 6. Hand off from the shotgun. Finally pulled down, but not before. Moving the chains for a first down. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. The Crimson Tide comes to the line with a 1st and 10. The give out of the gun.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and get a W.
On the ground, it's Haynes. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
All right, so I know the defense is going to be aggressive, right? They got their stop. They forced a third down. How aggressive does the offense want to be in response? Because if I throw the football, get a first down, I can run this clock almost out. This defense has to make a choice, but this offense, how aggressive do you want to be?
He'll toss it. Still on his feet at the 45. Nothing but green ahead. Touchdown time! And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
And the extra point splits the uprights, and the lead balloons to 15. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
49, App State, 34.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17.
Mountaineers will take over 1st and 10.
Appalachian State regains possession, and the Mountaineer offense headed to the field. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why
He uncorks one deep. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on 1st down. 2nd down coming up. It's great for this quarterback to take shots down the field, but you just don't want it to feel like a give-up or a chuck it up and hope kind of play.
And I think understanding the situation, now I'm on defense, right? If they're going to take shots down the field, maybe I'm a little bit more aggressive with my blitz, understanding that everything's going to take a little bit more time to develop if they're going to take those deep shots.
Now on 3rd and 10, if they can move the chains here, maybe they can get this drive started. Starts to scramble to the left. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. He almost had another one. They've already picked off 3 and just a hair away from number 4 there. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He's taking a deep shot. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game. Back to throw, it's Aguilar. Forced out of the pocket. He's not afraid to go deep. Grabbed in the end zone for a touchdown, and there's still a hill to climb, but they are still fighting, staggering, stumbling, but still upright and not finished yet.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, a nice job by this offense, continue to fight, push the ball down the field, and make plays.
Defense takes a timeout with 30 seconds remaining. 30 seconds left on the clock, and their last gasp will come down to getting this onside kick. Few anxious moments there, but the hands team, true to its name, as they make the grab and gets the ball.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time, when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
Well, points weren't the issue, guys, but they couldn't string together enough stops to get the victory.
Yeah, good news, bad news scenario, I guess. Good news is you're going to score. This offense looks like they can be explosive and they can light up the scoreboard. Bad news, though, David, they've got a lot to clean up on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and welcome to college football nowadays, right? This is how it works, a ton of points. Defenses learn as you go, but you got to get better. You got to force some turnovers, create those negative plays. Just can't give up so many points.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of Welcome to the Old Horseshoe on the banks of the Olentangy, home of the Ohio State Buckeyes and one of the great settings in all of college football. With the scarlet and gray already rocking this house. Little gets the blood boiling, quite like a rivalry game. Barbs, shots, trash talk, things that go on throughout the week will now all be settled on this field. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on the fourth-ranked team in the land, the Ohio State Buckeyes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. And the Wolverines will get us started with the opening kickoff. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. On first down, here comes this offense. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Missed receiver there, it's incomplete. These two first squared off in 1897, and this rivalry is almost like a history of the sport itself.
So much history, so much tradition. I mean, I can go back to 2006 when they were 1-2 in the country. You know, like, these games really matter. The uniforms are clean. The athletes are flowing. There's tons of athletes all over the place. This is always a huge showdown.
And you think about some of the great coaches that have graced the sidelines in this rivalry. Bo Schembechler at Michigan and Woody Hayes at Ohio State. And it's amazing, in a conference full of trophy games, maybe the greatest rivalry doesn't even have one.
3rd and 6, and they'll need a big play here on this opening drive. Back to pass, it's Howard. Right down the middle. Picked off. Bringing it back. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And that's kind of a double whammy for this offense, because on their opening drive, not only did they turn it over with the interception, but they've now set their defense up in a really tough spot deep in their own end.
The offense lining up for a first down play. Looking to move it through the air. He's moving out of the pocket. Pulls it in. It's Edwards. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that they know where the holes in those zones are, and they work with their quarterback, and they find them, and they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone against such smart players nowadays.
Oh, man, almost picked off in the end zone. What a red zone stop that would have been. It's 3rd down. Trying to pick up a first down. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
3rd and short in college football today, you see so much more pass than you used to. The offense stays aggressive, and I think they stay aggressive because they know they're in field goal range. They've got that 3 in their back pocket.
They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. He'll line it up from the right side, a 37-yarder coming up. No good. And after the miss, guys, the score stays right where it is. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays, and I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw at this drive.
Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Dropping back, it's Howard. He's got his man. At the 45 on his way. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Using the quick game. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few. What a weapon these wide receiver screens can be. Not only do you get a convoy blocking, you get dynamic running.
When you do this and you show me the threat of throwing this wide receiver screen, it makes me play defense differently. It makes me have more guys out wide, which opens the box inside. So I think it's really smart for coordinators and offenses to continually throw these screens to playmakers.
That's a really nice run right there. And one of the things I love about him, he runs with such physicality and with the toughness. Do you think Woody Hayes, the great Ohio State coach, would have loved to have this guy in his backfield? His running style just marries so well.
Oh, it's loose. That football must be riveted to your rib cage. How can you let it go? At least they fell on it. And the Buckeyes come to the line with a new set of downs. In the red area, it's Henderson. Delivers the contact. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense.
1st down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another 1st down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play.
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Ohio State. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the PAT makes it 7-0. They march 79 yards on the drive, and they close the deal, pushing their way inches into the end zone. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Let's see what he can do with the return. They make the stop, and that'll bring the 1st quarter to a close.
That's the end of the 1st quarter. Ohio State 7, Michigan 0.
First down to start the drive after the break. Looking to pass, it's Orji. Looking for an open area to his left. Fires on the run. And that ball is hauled in inside the 35. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Wolverines.
Man, how hard is it to defend when you have a weapon like this at running back that can play wide receiver? You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get it in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. And these running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy showed you right there, a difficult guy to stop now for this defense moving forward.
That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick.
And you don't see a lot of these. You don't see a lot of onside kicks earlier in the game, especially in the second quarter. You still feel each other out. You're still getting into the game. You don't want to give away that momentum, but that's exactly what they did by failing on that onside kick.
Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. On that last drive, defense had no idea what was happening, run or pass, and it wound up in the end zone, Jesse.
Yeah, you saw the experience in this offense that last drive, too, on that touchdown. Everybody on the same page. These guys have repped these plays over and over in practice and in games, and it's working.
Yeah, so I got to find a way to disrupt it. I got to find a way to maybe be more aggressive, maybe blitz, mess up this rhythm they got going.
Wants to throw on second down. Grab near the sticks. It's Ibuka. He threw that one with some serious heat. This senior quarterback doesn't need a lot of space to get it in there. The clock has stopped, and we've reached the 2-minute warning before halftime. Just inside the 30 at the 29, it's 1st and 10. They'll give it to the back. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. There's so many great rivalries in college football, guys, but I think this one, because of the disdain and the excellence, sort of rises to the top.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there are great rivalries scattered all around this country. In-state rivalries, interconference rivalries, a great history, great pageantry. But I think what makes Ohio State versus Michigan unique is the fact that more often than not, these are two teams competing for national championships at the end of the year, and this game really does determine the national landscape.
And 19 national championships between the two teams. Late in the year, it always matters. You go back to 2006, number 1 versus number 2, so always disdain, always hate. Don't even call each other by their names. Like, this rivalry means so much to college football.
Got some room, entered to the goal line. Touchdown, Buckeyes! That is the ultimate grab and go for the score.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finish it up with a 15-yard scoring toss. On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Now you find out just how much of a gunslinger you are. Will you roll the dice here late in the half, David?
And you know the defense is going to be really
looking for a deep man. And the deep shot is complete inside the 35-yard line. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. After that huge play, they'll try to finish him off with another one. It's 1st and 10 from inside the 40. Looking for a man. It's Orji. Pocket starts to collapse. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On 2nd down, he'll fire. Quarterback moving. Bought a little time, lets it go. And the junior was late on the release, and he threw it behind him.
And you've seen this formula work at all levels of football. You pressure the quarterback, his numbers start to drop. He's not as efficient. Nice job by the defense.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Pulls it in. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. He's looking to throw. Caught behind the line. It's Edwards. Lowers those pads. That completion has them right on the doorstep. They'll mark it at the 1. The Buckeyes will kick it off to start the second half. He'll bring it back from inside the 15. Out of bounds at the 34. A productive job by the return team. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. If they're going to get on top in this game, they're going to have to find a way to get the running game going in the second half.
Agree, so it can create some more balance, some more unpredictability. I feel like this defense has got a good beat on what they're doing, especially if they don't mix it up a little bit. So I do look for a little second half running the football, Palmer, out of this group.
And I think the thing, Dave, is they just got to be more physical. I don't think this is a scheme question about trying different run plays. I think it's up to the big fellas up front. They've just got to make the decision that they're going to be tougher here in the second half so that they can win this game.
Oh, he's going backwards, in trouble, and down he goes. A tremendous loss. That is the last thing you want on first down as an offensive sack. Now it's second down. To throw, it's Orji. Gets open down the middle. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
And you got to love the versatility of the big fella. You put him in the box and let him block big defensive linemen, or you put him in the slot and you throw him the football and have success.
On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. The quarterback bought as much time as he could, but the defense got to him and sacked him. The Wolverines will punt it away on fourth down. The punters have had the day off up to this point, first one of the game. He'll try to field the punt and bring it back. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the Oaks. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run. Even if they don't convert, picking up a few would give them a decision to make on fourth down. It's third and long from the 45. That pass is incomplete. When you're around midfield, the analytics will tell you so much better to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's got it, and they convert. Let me tell you, this senior quarterback can flat fit it in a tight window.
That tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. Fourth down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to...
Nothing but green grass down the middle.
What a run. Great speed, great vision, elusiveness, and David, he's tackled down close to the goal line.
Yeah, this offense, when you can run the football like this, man, you will have success, especially in the red zone, trying to get touchdowns.
Off the deflection, missed a great chance to force the turnover. Instead, it'll be second down.
I love the job here by the linebacker. He just kind of floats and he's shuffling and he's waiting to see which way the quarterback's going to go with the football. Not able to snag it out of the air, but hey, batting it.
And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Ohio State. Ohio State is dotting Michigan's eye as the Buckeyes are firmly in control.
And Ohio State, you know, they've let a few get away from their rival in Michigan, and they're trying to get that back. So they came into this one with a chip on their shoulder. They're not always used to being in that position when they play against Michigan. But David, in the second half here, it's all Buckeyes.
Yeah, and you know you got to be physical. When you play the Wolverines, you know the type of brand that they play. Ohio State has matched that physicality. They have been ready. They were ready for the game, and they've handled business.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no...
It's complete. A huge pickup. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play. First down here for the offense. He's looking to throw it. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. He'll turn it loose out to the right. And that shot downfield falls incomplete, and that's how we'll wrap up the third quarter.
Ohio State 21, Michigan 7.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. After the incompletion, they go back up top. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the player.
Wide open, he makes the catch. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Michigan. Let's see if they can roll snake eyes in a good way and get the deuce. Looking downfield, it's Orji. Throws to the tight end. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have led him a little too much. They still need a touchdown and two-point conversion to tie, and they'll go for the onside kick here in the fourth. They got it. Able to recover the onside kick, and they get the offense right back out there. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They'll throw it on first down. They're bringing heat. Oh, he needs to get rid of it. He needs to do something, and he will go down. What a terrible, terrible play and a big loss. On second down, he's looking downfield. He chucks one out to the right. And it's caught inside the 20. That is exactly what you want to do with the football. He's got it all the way down to the 15-yard line. The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. They'll throw it from the red zone. Bought a little time, lets it go. Got a man, it's Morgan. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and the defense needs to come up with a stop to close this thing out. On second down, wants to throw it. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waning moments. That could be a costly play. On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down. No hesitation at all. The offense stays on the field. They'll go for it. A shot toward the end zone. Incomplete on fourth down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive.
Oh, that stings, man. You did a great job calling the play. You got your guy open. Everything was executed perfectly. The ball hits him in the hands, and he just can't bring it in. Man, those are tough ones. Those are tough to swallow.
Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking for a man. It's Howard. A little release to the back. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. Running backs just have to be a weapon in the passing game, even for little dump-offs and checkdowns.
Yeah, find your matchups. I mean, you think about running back versus a linebacker. We like that matchup in space, and so find ways to get the football to your running back in space where you can break tackles and make things happen because they're just so dynamic.
They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. Stopped at the 47 after a 10-yard gain. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. The Buckeyes will snap it on 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. That run epitomizes a veteran, savvy senior who knows how to find space. And the Buckeyes enter the final minute with the lead, trying to run out the clock. Trying to surprise him with the pass. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. 2nd down coming. 2nd and 10 here. He's looking to throw. They've got the screen set up. On the move at the 30. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. They're about to snap it for the 7th time on this drive. They're going to take another delay of game penalty. You just can't have these types of mistakes. After getting moved back, it's 1st and 20.
Get set, get set.
To the air, it's Howard. Looking for the end zone. And the pass is intercepted. And he's brought down after the pick, but not before putting his offense in business. Got to get everybody lined up quickly. Time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. He wants to throw. Now rolling to the left. The pass is incomplete, and there are 2 ticks remaining on the clock.
Well, you look at the clock, they've got time for one more play, but they're out of Hail Mary range here, needing a touchdown to win this game. This is going to be a last-second, last-chance play that they practice, by the way, throughout the...
He's off to the races. The 30. The 10. He gets it in. He gets it in. No time on the clock, and they're down by 2, and they've still got a chance. What a cannon this dude has for an arm.
And there's nothing more frustrating than you watch a Hail Mary and they don't get it to the end zone or they throw it out of the back of the end zone. Great job by the quarterback. You got to put that thing way up in the air, and he does, and his receiver comes down with it. What a play.
Snap in the shotgun. Steps away. And the defense swarms him under the 2-point attempt. Is stopped, and so too is the attempt to tie the game. They say every game counts the same in the standings, and that is true, but there are some games that no matter what the coaches say, they just mean a little more, and they hurt a little more if you lose.
They do, and that's a fact. And every player will tell you that. There are some games that are highlighted before the season that this game matters more. And it's not that the other ones don't matter. It's just that the hate runs so deep for some of these rivalries and some of these kids that grew up across the street from each other that went to different schools, Jesse. You can feel it.
David, you're absolutely right. And I wonder, because it was a rivalry game, did the losing team get a little overhyped? It just looked like they were pressing too much in this football game. They made too many uncharacteristic mistakes, and as a result, they take the L.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been